Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
You can look at a lot of stats and look at who you beat and stuff like that, but I think from a coaching standpoint, it's kind of cool that our team has really come together. We're gelling. The team chemistry is awesome.
Garden City, we're going to be on the road. It is a WAC game, and so it's our first chance that we're playing people that they know a lot about us, and they're going to do things knowing the kind of players that we have as well. So we're going to have to be ready for that.
We tried to prepare last year. They ran us out of our own gym. It's a lot easier said than done on how many you get back and the points of emphasis that you put on it and things like that. That is going to be a big key. Right?
We're only 10 days away from playing our first playoff game. And so I said to the guys on Tuesday, it's quicker than you think. Like, this game is in between, so it feels like it's a little bit longer. But my point to them was, let's stay in the routine. Don't lose your edge. Keep doing the things like you normally do every week.
I think if Buffalo gets in, Buffalo has done a great job. They're up to 37 rushes a game since James Gray's taken over. We've seen a steep decline in their turnovers on account of that. And they're still missing a lot of parts on defense, Milano, Tre'Davious White. But I think Buffalo, to me, right now, they're trending in that direction.
Overall, it's a great defense, the number one defense in the country. So those guys are going to fly around each and every play.
Aaron Gordon looks in, throws it off over to Jokic. 2 seconds. He's across the timeline from 45 feet. Got it! At the horn! Nikola Jokic buries the Golden State Warriors.
Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win! Yeah! Oh! She does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W.
So this is what Caitlin Clark does, folks. Logo threes.
My God, Mike Corson just wet his pants. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Welcome into the Friday Sports Day show, the wintry version here on the program. As we get you ready, we'll set the stage here today. Let's see, we're going to have a talk Barton basketball. Jeremy Combs is going to be in. First chance to talk with him in 2024. They had a big win over Coffeyville on Wednesday. Now they get the night off. Except I think he's running a basketball camp tomorrow. We'll talk to him about that. Sunflower Sports Solutions, Connor Nickel. He'll be running down the Friday matchups. We've had a few cancellations of games in the area. Aaron Clark is not in today, so that means he's going out, between Jetmore and Garden City.
He thinks by the time he thought by the time he got to Sterling, maybe they would cancel the game. Actually, he said Burdette. I threw it in Sterling. You don't know.
Well, you've got 156. You got 56 when you get to Larned. So which?
Gotta stay. What is that? North. Don't go.
Yeah, I hope he stays north and goes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then let's see. We've got everything else. Mike Corson is in. Mike Hescher's. I think I said that, didn't I? We like to talk sports on the show, but I think what we need to do today is just talk park improvements in Great Bend.
Oh, that's already been done, I think. If you go to our Facebook page.
My goodness.
Hopping.
Yeah. Just go check it out. It's good stuff. Okay. I'm going to get to these right away because and this is our best guess, okay? Because sometimes you go to school's Twitter page, and it hadn't been updated since, 2021, back when it actually was Twitter. But we do have some basketball games. Okay, Skyline at Larned tonight. Postponed to tomorrow. They're going to play at 2 o'clock, so that means they will be on Hits 106.9, okay? The KU Jayhawks TCU game will move here to KVGB tomorrow. So if you're looking for Jayhawk basketball on the radio, that'll be at 12:30. Haven and Pratt postponed. Central Plains at Maxville postponed. St. John at Ness City postponed. Cunningham at Kinsley postponed. Norwich at Stafford, no word, but they canceled school in Norwich and Stafford, so I would assume they will not play tonight. Hodgman County at Ashland tonight. Hodgman County did not have school, but nothing mentioned about the game. So if you're wondering about if your game's being played tonight, call your local educational institution. Okay, let's get to the sounds of past 24 hours or so. You smiled on that last play-by-play cut, didn't you?
But if they're not having school, nobody's going to be there to answer.
Or run the tweeter.
Well, then maybe they ought to run the tweeter then. I don't know. Just
well, I'm just thinking.
Go down to the coffee shop.
There you go.
That's where you're going to find out. Other than that, I'm going to take Mike Hescher's Sergeant Schultz, man. I know nothing. I know nothing about this going on, but that's what we do know there.
No, the last one I figured out how to cut audio on my own computer, so you might catch some gems. So yesterday, I think you ran probably the radio side of it, and that was ESPN's call.
Yeah.
And if you saw today, South Carolina's coach, who was not in the game, said the game ball should go to the referee, who maybe it was an illegal screen to set that up or something.
On Caitlin Clark?
'Cause she did pop open, but yeah, evidently there was some
against
contact.
Michigan State, though.
Yeah. Well, South Carolina. I mean, she's a big dog in the.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and go through our thing here. Just trying to jump from 8 to 1.
Yes.
Okay. And all right, Kyle Cree, Great Bend Panthers tonight. Aaron Clark's going to be there, even if he has to go through Dodge City to get there. He will have the game tonight. Great Bend and Garden City. Panthers 6-1, 6-game winning streak. They're ranked 7th in the state. Kyle Cree likes what he's seen so far, and why shouldn't he? Panther boys. A Garden City team that was really, really good last year. They had the best season in school history and beat the Panthers twice in a couple really, really good games. See if the Panthers can get a win at Garden tonight. Cindy Beck talking about Garden City, team that's had their number in the last few years, and Garden has not had good records, but they've been able to beat the Great Bend Lady Panthers. They did it twice last year. So Cindy Beck's Lady Panthers get the second season underway tonight. We'll have the coverage for you on B104.3 The Point starting at 5:45.
Yeah, and before the break, we saw Ian Premer shooting right-handed free throws, so maybe that'll be back to the left side. Had a little, week and a half maybe to heal up?
But Aaron said he's shooting better with right-handed than he was left-handed, which I think he'll get that going. I mean, that if you talk about looking at finding something wrong with something that's really, really right.
But that is
to go to free throws. 49% as a team for the Panthers. I did not think that would be an issue going into the season.
I was down, at Heston Cheney the other night, and it was a close game, and Cheney made 5 of 10 in the last 250, so the NBA guys don't shoot free throws, so I don't know, maybe it doesn't carry down.
Other games tonight, Hesh, you're in action. So you were, we've had cancellations, games being moved. Are you going to be able to remember anything about tonight's game with Beloit? Because I know you've worked hard on preparation, but, man, you've been scattered this morning. You have a lot of things going on.
I worked on that like last weekend, so no. All I know is Beloit is ranked second on the boys' side. They are very good, and they beat Hoisington by 25-30 twice last year, so that will be a challenge. Beloit girls were not very good last year, but they're a lot better this year. So, but that's all I can tell you because my brain is mush right now.
Okay. And there's probably a Bud Key somewhere.
There is a Bud Key for the young ladies.
Yes.
So that may tell you something why they're a little bit better this year. And they also have a Beisner, whose father is the athletic director, who's as big as the son. And, well, his son is as big as the son, too. So they've got some height tonight. Beloit traditionally with some pretty good basketball teams. Those games for you on 100.7 Eagle Country. And, again, we mentioned the other games that have been postponed. And, again, call your school, and if not, go down to the coffee shop and find out if they are being played tonight. Bill Self talking about TCU, a team that came into Allen Fieldhouse and just boat raced the Jayhawks last year. That was kind of an early January conference game. They play tomorrow, and, again, that's going to be here on KVGB starting at 12:30. Kansas State tomorrow. They are at home against UCF, and that game starts at 6 o'clock or at 5 o'clock at Bramlage tomorrow. K-State needs to get going. They had a near fumble earlier this week, and right now at 10-3, but that's puts them one of the worst records in the Big 12 right now. Oklahoma State's 8-5, and West Virginia's 5-8, the only team under .500. Big 12 conference play getting underway this weekend. Wichita State. They lost their third straight last night. They lost to the Mean Green of North Texas, 74-62. So the Shockers now 8-6 on the season. Steve Spagnuolo wants his defense, even though some guys are being rested, doesn't want them to lose their focus. With the playoffs looming, just could be 8 days away. Depends if the Chiefs play next Saturday or Sunday. And it's not like, the NFL teams, they have 85 roster spots. They have a few guys on the practice squad, and that's it. Offensive linemen usually don't get a rest like Patrick Mahomes will be getting.
And they're the guys doing the work. Like, how many times does Patrick Mahomes get hit a game? Well, a few times. But in practice, it's lighter for him than the other guys. And, yeah, we got to rest that guy.
Okay, so we'll see what the Chiefs do against the Chargers. Is it important that the Chiefs win the game or just...
Nostradamus over here thinks it is.
According to Andy Reid, yes. They need to win.
Well, then they should have started Mahomes then, right?
I think he should play a drive or two. I don't.
Yeah, I'm always mixed on that, but this year probably not.
Well,
because when you have the 2 weeks, like Lamar Jackson's not going to. We talked yesterday. It's going to be like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they have no rhythm as an offense all year long. And not that they're going to get it in 2 drives in the last game of the season, but
yeah, they've been searching for that.
Yes,
they have all year.
But they showed a little bit of. I think they have to revamp how they play. As we talked about, they are now a team that has to win with defense and score just enough points.
But that's the big what if. You throw them out there for even 2 series. Oh, ankle, knee, in a game you didn't have to win.
You
never hit
crucified.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. So the Ravens signed Dalvin Cook yesterday, who was a complete disappointment for the Jets. With the Chiefs, they've got Isaiah Pacheco, and that's about it at the running back position. I thought maybe they might grab him. Maybe that's the reason the Ravens grabbed him, so the Chiefs wouldn't. I don't know.
I heard him talking this morning on a affiliate out of Kansas City, just talking about how he has fallen off. I mean, he's, 1,500 yards 2 or 3 years. I'm not going to even try to quote like Aaron Clark would be, but like 1,500 yards 2 or 3 years ago, he's at 245 or something this year. He has just fallen off the face of the earth.
And
is that because he's aged?
Or playing in New York?
Or playing with the Jets, yes.
Well, running backs, it's all of a sudden the monkey jumps on your back fast, doesn't it?
That's what they were saying, yes.
I know, but how old is he? He's like 31, maybe? I don't know.
Where's Aaron when we need him? He's probably on the car just going, oh, man, I want to call him.
He's 31 years and
man,
18 days.
He's in Kinsley. But what about Emmitt Smith? How many years did he play? A dozen?
Yeah.
That's kind of why that position's been devalued is they got like a 4 to 5 year lifespan.
They don't have a long shelf life, do they?
And they don't run the ball as much as they used to.
Is it taking all those blocks worse than taking a hit when you're in better control of your body? I don't know.
Maybe because you're going out. I don't know. Speaking of Lamar, ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum thinks that if Buffalo makes the playoffs, they could give Lamar and friends fits.
I think, did we say yesterday it was in Buffalo? But I think it's in Miami.
It's in Miami.
That's a game changer because I thought maybe Miami wouldn't stand a chance up there. Now, gosh, that's a pick 'em.
Which, if Buffalo would lose, and let's see, Jacksonville wins, Pittsburgh wins. They play at Baltimore, and Baltimore's not.
But think about it. Buffalo's already playing well.
And Indianapolis. Those are 3 wins, and then that would knock Buffalo out.
If Buffalo's playing that well and they've got the win streak going and they've established a run game so they can control the clock, but you're still sitting on one of the best arms in the NFL, I'm telling you, it's a frightening team.
Didn't that running back for Buffalo, he's just like hatched out of an egg, in the middle of the year.
They finally got him some heat, and it just cracked open.
Well, Chiefs need something like
Incubator jokes on Sports Day.
Jalen Polk, receiver for Washington, saying what you're supposed to. Yeah, Michigan's defense is great. A lot of people thinking Michigan is just going to roll over Washington.
Except Vegas put the line at 4.5. I think if the snow wasn't out there, the dumpster would be hopping.
That's going to be Monday night. We'll have that game for you here, the national championship game, starting at 5:30 on KVGB. What does that mean to you, Mike Hesher?
I'm sorry, I was thinking I got stuck in the alley a little while ago in the truck. I got sideways, so be careful going out there. I was thinking of the dumpster. I got lost track. I'm sorry.
Well, the city needs to pave that, so that should make the people on Facebook really happy. No.
I'm sorry.
5:30, Hesh, Monday.
Oh, okay.
What
do I think?
Yeah, well, no, what do you need to do?
For what?
5:30 start on KVGB.
Oh, I need to back time the 5 o'clock news hour. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the call last night on Altitude Sports, Nikola Jokic makes a near half-court, three-pointer at the buzzer that beats the Warriors, 130-27. But was that any more special than Caitlin Clark's step-back three? They said it's a 40-footer. I don't think it was that far, but even if it's 38 feet, you know how strong you have to be to go up and shoot a jump shot, fall away with a perfect gooseneck finish, and that thing popped. I love that they've got the microphone on the rim.
Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win.
That's a swish right there.
I did like that call because you could kind of see how close it was to the clock because there was, I guess the TV clock was a little off, so most people actually thought she got it off late. But there was a great shot from behind the play where it shows .1 and it's already about 3 feet off her hand.
How many times did you watch that video?
Once and then once to rip it off.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually
I thought
not.
you had a B-roll down the thing just going back and forth all day long.
No, and the sad part is once you click on it, then you get 18 other media organizations' feeds because the algorithms.
Yeah. But the defender for Michigan State, she did a heck of a job on her.
Yeah, I'm curious to go back and watch it now to see maybe where this foul was because I didn't understand how she got freed up. That she's just that good.
It was just a second, but then that defender closed out, and she did have to step back, and her hand was hit a little bit by the defender. So, I mean, that was a heck of a job. That's a great play. So, if you're Caitlin Clark, she's a senior, right?
Think so.
So, why would you go to the WNBA? I'd take a graduate year. I mean, don't you think she's going to make thousands of more dollars, if not $1 million more?
Oh, she might have the extra year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the WNBA gals make. Obviously, she could be the face of the league, so there might be more lucrative stuff for somebody like that, as opposed to somebody's going to be a 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. I mean, she could be the face of the entire league.
And no one would ever know that she was playing again because it's in the middle of summer and no one's watching basketball in the middle. Well, unless you're watching the NBA, which a lot of people.
She could probably even ask them to get a real basketball instead of that white and orange one, and they might even give her one.
I'd stay in school, wouldn't you?
I don't. I mean, if there was just another. Well, Will Howard is now committed to Ohio State, and I saw somebody say, "I wish we could see the dollar figures on these because we don't. We have no idea if she's making a ton of money at Iowa or she'll make more later."
What if Gino comes in and she transfers to UConn?
No, she's got it set in Iowa.
I'm just saying that there's probably more money at UConn than there is Iowa.
But I always bag on the money. We lose scope of what, gosh, if she makes $2 million in 1 year, she should never have to work again in her life. So it's not like she needs these guys getting hundreds of millions. We lose scope of how much money that is. But even if she got $2 million for 1 year, she's set.
Yeah, they're bargaining. Okay, they offered $200
I'd
million.
argue that one a little bit, but this day and age,
how many bathrooms do you need?
What's she gonna do? Live in the slums or what?
It's not.
I mean, houses in
heaven?
Colorado,
No,
$500,000 for a house.
I don't.
I mean, well, okay, but if you're living in a metro area, you're gonna pay $500,000 for a house. I mean, it's not like Kansas where you can get one for $75,000.
But I think she's probably made more than $2 million, and I think she'll make some more. So she doesn't have to chase
I'd stay.
Tens.
I'd take a graduate year if she's able to do that. So there you go. Sounds the past 24
Can
hours
I add
or so.
one? Aaron Clark and I talked on Monday, and I can confirm that Ellie Crawford for Hoisington had a double-double. She had 23 points and 11 rebounds. I know that's coming out of blue air for you, but she had Tuesday night, I guess it was, 23 points, 11 rebounds. So Aaron wanted me to follow up with that.
So tonight I can probably get you some stats.
Yeah.
Rebounds.
I have to wait till the coach stats the game before I get rebounds. You don't do individual numbers, so do you?
Points and rebounds, and sometimes steals.
Okay.
Okay, you guys can have this conversation when we get done here.
There's some people in northern Barton County that want to know that.
I know that, and I think that's a great story. I didn't expect her to go 23. I mean, that's a big addition at Hoiston Girls.
She is showing a lot more scoring ability than she has in the past.
Absolutely. Okay, Jeremy Combs coming up next here on Sports.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
I had a young gal come in the other day who has been having chronic back pain. Did a session just helping her to understand her pain, not understanding her back, but teaching her how her nervous system works. And just that knowledge just calmed her down so much. She came back in this morning, huge smile on her face, and she was so excited to learn more. It was a blast.
Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
Attention high school juniors. Explore your career paths at Barton Community College's Junior Day on February 14th. This fun and free day features an on-campus tour, giveaways, yard games, pizza, and did we mention $3,000 in scholarships will be up for grabs. Learn about a variety of career paths, some of which can get you into the workforce and making money in just one semester. Sign up online now through February 1st at juniorday.bartoncccc.edu.
You don't have to be a pro to capture memories this holiday season. At Nextech Wireless, get the latest phones to share those precious moments. For a limited time, get the new iPhone 15 or Samsung Galaxy S23 on us. Nextech Wireless, home on the range.
It's time to talk Barton Cougar basketball with the head coach, Jeremy Combs, on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Head coach Jeremy Combs joins us. 10th-ranked Barton Cougars picking up a win as they knock off Coffeyville 76-69. You know, you go home for the holidays, you get a nice break, and, you know, it's Christmas and it's New Year's, and then you've got this Coffeyville thing just kind of looming over you. What a way to start the year. You got them coming in. You're able to protect your home court against a team that kind of got off to a slow start this year, but you know they're going to get going. Good win to start the new year, Jeremy.
Yeah, no question. They, you know, that's a good team, and they've got some pieces. And I told my guys, and they might not be as deep as they had in the past, but they got, you know, their 8 guys are really, really good. And we, you know, coming back from break, you get nervous that, you know, we're out of shape and we forgot plays and all this different stuff. And then, of course, as coaches, we bring them back and then we run the heck out of them, and then they're tired and sore, and so you're afraid that's going to take a toll. And so there's just so many things, but I think our depth helped us a little bit. You know, we've got enough guys to kind of run at people, and so that helped. But we, you know, we did some really good things, and I was really pleased with that. You know, that team started out, like you said, pretty slow. But they've really come on, and they're playing good basketball. So it's a good win for us.
When you come back from the break, this has kind of been the show. We've had all the different coaches in here. So explain, what is basketball rust? You know, I mean, is it the intensity that you need to play at? Is it because
I call it JUCO rust.
Okay,
because it's different.
Okay,
they take 3 weeks off. They forget plays. They forget how to defend, I guess. I don't. We start from scratch. I mean, and that's the frustrating part. Like, and my wife's probably tired of hearing me talk about it, but it's just frustrating. You get these guys, and you start working, and you get them where you want them, and then you send them off to go hang out and run around, and you have workouts for them to do and things like that. But are they doing it? I don't know. You know, hopefully they are. I think the ones you could really tell, we had a couple guys I think went home and got some stuff done. Drake Kendall and Brent Moss played really, really well, and just haven't really skipped a beat, so that was good. But yeah, it's just frustrating to get them where you want them, and then they go away, and then they come back something different.
No, see, when Jackie Jones was in here, I tried, I thought he'd remember everything, but that team he played on, they went to break, and then they had a guard named J.T. Marshall. He was 6'5", good ball player, but he kind of got hurt before the break, and then he went home, and he came back, and he was like 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah, I've had that. It's crazy.
And he wasn't the same player the rest of the year.
Yep, I've had that happen before. Yeah. Went home, gained some weight, came back, wasn't very good. I've had kids go on break, get hurt, can't play for it. I mean, it's frustrating.
I like it, yeah.
JUCO rust.
JUCO rust. You mentioned Brent Moss, and he came in and really had a big game for you.
Yeah, special kid, man. I mean, not just, just as a basketball player, but as a person. If they listen to that post game, I mean, he's a special kid. He loves it. He bleeds blue. He loves it here, and he doesn't take a day for granted. He's that guy that's always in the gym. If I go up there, he's in the gym. And he's so unselfish. I mean, think about that kid that's one of our top players who hasn't started a game yet, and hasn't said a word about it. Like we've got our sophomores that are starting, and Brent Moss is like, I'll just be sixth man of the year, whatever I got to do, and I just want to win. That's a great guy.
You're kind of listen to some of those interviews. The guys are up there say, "Yeah, okay, yeah, he gets it. He's saying everything that I told him."
I do hear some of my stuff that I say to them. They repeat it, but I always get nervous when those guys go up there and on the radio for the first time. But he did great. He was awesome, and you can just tell how much he enjoys being here.
Interesting night in the Jayhawk Conference. Everybody coming back. Hutchinson knocks off Butler 63-60. Do you see any of that game?
Yeah, I did. I looked back at that. Just kind of Butler kind of let that one go. They had it in hand. Kind of let it go, and Hutch's pressure, that they put on you. I think they had 3 straight turnovers at the end of the game, and Hutch was able to come back, hit some big shots. But Butler had a couple guys that were banged up. That JUCO rust.
JUCO rust.
Yeah, and so they weren't full tilt. But no, what a great game, and that's I know they Butler considers that their rival, and so that was a tough game for them.
I imagine on the Hutch post-game show they're talking about the ability to win a game 63-60.
Yeah.
Because it's not generally that's like with 14 minutes to go in the game, right?
Yeah. And I tell you that was an interesting game too, just because they're so used to scoring a bunch of points, and they weren't scoring it great. So yeah, it'll be interesting but Butler's a great defensive team. I think they're one of the top. I think it's Cloud, us, and Butler. So they're a team that'll sit down and guard you.
Yes, Bill Self about how do you win so many conference titles? They said, well, we protect the home court and go 500 on the road.
Yeah, no, that's
not a bad way to do it.
Exactly how you do it. You have to win the home games, which is why it hurt so much to lose to Cali at our place. Not only were we rolling there for a while, but then to have a bad game on that night, and them, making shots and doing some things that they did to hurt us, and lose that one. That was a tough one to lose. But yeah, if you can win the home games and then steal some on the road, you're doing good. And we've done the other side of that. We've stole some on the road. We went to Butler, got the one at Cloud, got the one at Pratt. Those are tough games. And then going down to Seward, it's been a while since we won down there, and went and got that one.
I know all the conferences now with the conference champions determined by postseason tournaments but I always loved the grind of the conference season, and to win that championship, it's really, really cool, but you never really get to enjoy it much, know? Yeah. You go through all those games, and you're the champion of the league, and then, we start playoffs here in 4 days.
Yeah, now we got to go in the region tournament.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate? Where are we at? What are we doing? Yeah, it's a grind, and I mean, the fact that we play so many conference games, it's we talked about this. Teams change. Some of these teams are going to be different. It'll be interesting for them. They had a kid that was hurt, but now he's back, so that really helped them with their depth and things like that. But yeah, all these teams are going to be different, and yeah, we just grind it out.
Would you be in favor of you win the Jayhawk Conference regular season? You're the representative from Region 6.
I'm starting to think that's what we do. I mean, honestly, I think that they get
With
that-
the at-large
with
now?
the
Yeah.
at-large, I think that's what they're doing. I don't think we have that on paper. I'm not sure about that.
But you should get some check marks by your name, I would think. Yeah.
And I think that's what helped Dodge last year. You know,
Mhm.
you can't forget about the body of work that they did, and so that's what got them in there. And that I was not, last year I wasn't disappointed that they got in. It wasn't that, and we didn't. It was that we didn't get 3, because I think with our schedule and how many hard conference games we're playing, the Jayhawks should get 3 in every year. I think, and especially when you have 3 or 4 really, really good teams that were well deserving of being there and would have gotten some stuff done. That's what I wanted. I wanted to make sure there was 3 there, and that's what I think should happen.
Man, you get so close, man. We can make another run at it this year for sure.
That's why this year we're leaving no doubt, and we'll have to make sure that either win conference or win the region.
Goofy things happen in Garden City. I've seen some weird games there over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. I mean, if there's students that come out, that place can be crazy or it can be dead as a doornail. You just never know what you're going to get. You get Garden Saturdays or next Wednesday. You have a weekend off, but so maybe Wednesday night won't be as hopping.
Yeah, well, I think their students will be back.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're expecting it to be, a wild one. And, of course, there's been the bullseye on our back all year long. And, last year we split with them. And, it's just kind of – it's always been kind of one of those where they get after us a little bit, and they're going to have their football guys and the baseball team and all those guys will be there. So it'll be a fun one, though.
Okay, you don't play tomorrow.
No.
But you
good.
But you got a basketball clinic tomorrow.
We do. This is something we did last year. It's just trying to get some of these kids out to the community, from the community into the gym and around our guys, because we go out early in the year when the guys first get here. We go out and we let those kids or let our guys go to the grade schools, and it's a hit. They love it, and so we were thinking, well, how can we get them on our campus and then also let them be around the guys. And so we decided to do this camp, and it was a pretty big deal last year. So definitely wanted to do it again. It worked out that we had a bye coming up and on a weekend, and we were able to do it.
I know that. Could you just show up for this, or do you need to register? You can just go to bartonsports.com.
They can register. They can show up. It's whatever they want to do. We just wanted as many kids there and have fun with all our players and things like that. Again, parents can drop them off. They can stay if they want, whatever they want to do. But it's 2nd grade through 8th grade. And we do have a basketball. The women's team is playing on Saturday. So we're going to go 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday. And then Sunday it'll be 2 to 4.
Okay. So 2-day deal.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty cool deal.
Well, have fun.
Yeah. No, it's a blast. And our kids love it. And like I said, the little kids love it, and then they come out to the games, and they're wanting autographs from the players and things like that. So, no, it's good, and I'm glad we're doing it and, giving back to the community a little bit.
Okay, heading to Garden City. Hey, if you see Aaron out there looking at a road map out there at that road that goes north to Dighton, this was just
grab him, jump in with us, and we'll take him over. That works for me.
All right. Jeremy, thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Jeremy Combs, head coach of the Barton Cougars, with us here on Sports Day. We're going to talk high school basketball and wrestling with Connor Nickel. Sunflower Sports Solutions, that's next here on KVG.
Extend the life of your equipment with the best warranty program and risk management tool in the agriculture industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan covers new and used equipment. Receive up to 10 years or 10,000 hours of engine coverage when you use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster premium diesel fuel and synthetic lubricants. With no deductible, the Cenex Total Protection Plan provides unmatched coverage to give you the power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor, today.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Zach Strite, commercial lender for Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text KETTLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text KETTLE to 321-321. That's KETTLE to 321-321.
It's Friday, and that means game day in the Golden Belt. To help us prime the pump, Sports Day brings you Sunflower Sports Solutions, Connor Nickel.
Connor Nickel joins us here on Sports Day. Sports Day brought to you in part by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country, and by Equity Bank, more than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. Just visit equitybank.com. Connor Nickel, Sunflower Sports Solutions. Happy New Year, my friend, and I know that you've got special sponsors that you'd like to let people know about that are covering what you do on a daily basis.
Yes, BP Clean Ride has been a great sponsor for us. I actually spoke with them twice this week. They've sponsored the Athlete of the Week all season long, and we had a Hayes High girl, Riley Dreyer. She was the girl pick for this last week. We took this last week off because of the Christmas break, but Hayes High girls won a huge WAC game right before Christmas, and then Riley Dreyer, she was our girls pick, and so yeah, BP Clean Ride has been a great sponsor for us all season long.
At the Hall of Fame for Fort Hays State, I went up there to watch the ceremonies, and Riley Dreyer was there because her mom went in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly right. So Riley Dreyer's been a 2-time honorable mention All-State softball selection. She is a junior this year, and that's her best sport. Her dad is the Hayes High baseball coach, and has been an assistant or head for about 20 years. I know both of her parents well. Yeah, Jamie was a great basketball player in the 90s. Riley's a starter for basketball and was superb on defense, especially against Haley Contreras late. Hayes High girls beat the Redskins for the first time in 12 matchups to really kick things off for the WAC.
She's no bigger than a gnat. She's not very big at all.
Very compact, very strong. Coach Len Melvin mentioned to me just how strong she is, and you can see it in softball. She's hit. I know over 500 last year. I think freshman year she was close. I know led the team in extra base hits. Really a sweet stroke. I've actually seen her, hit some not only in games but in practice. And she's a really good softball player and a really good kid. She and the Martin girl are really close, as are most of those juniors. And and Riley Dreher is just a really great kid.
Yeah, okay. I better shift it over to Great Bend right now. We're both going to get in trouble here on the show today. So, Great Bend venturing out to Garden City tonight. What do the Buffs have in store for the girls and boys game tonight?
Well, I think the girls game is really intriguing for me. You know, again, the boys game, Great Bend boys are the heavy favorite and really should take care of business for sure. I think Great Bend, we kind of talked about, you just keep on stacking those good wins, and then you end up having a great team. You know, Great Bend's offense has been superb all season long. But you know, Great Bend girls, the Garden City girls, they're both 5-2. But Great Bend girls have been offensively a lot better. You know, Garden City has gotten these really low-scoring games, and in the WAC the last couple of years, you know, you just don't see games that are 35-30. You know, I even go back to the Hayes High Great Bend game last year, Steve, that you and I were both at. That was a very good defensive game. Very close game. I think it was still 48-41.
Yeah.
You know, Hayes High beat the Redskins 60-55, and Molly Martin had a career high in points. You know, Great Bend girls are averaging 49 points a game. Garden City's averaging 40. I think if you look under the hood some, Great Bend is the stronger team. I think they've got to go into some of these games, and they've got to win some road games. Again, winning close games is such a big key. But I think that Great Bend gets a nice win here.
Okay. The Hoisington girls, they open a key 3-game stretch tonight. They've got Beloit and then Haven and Halstead. So pretty good trifecta that the Lady Cardinals are going to get ready to go down.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the people have taken notice of what Hoisington's done. I'm going to try to see them there at their tournament coming up. You know, again, a really intriguing team. Beloit has been somewhat of a surprise this year. They kind of dipped the last couple of years. Obviously, in volleyball, they are exceptional and have been for some time. Some of those key players, Peyton Remus is kind of a key player in basketball, too. You know, they've lost to Clay Center, who is really good. They've lost to Southeast of Saline, who is really good, both of them in competitive games, and then they lost us to Riley County by 2. So, you know, Beloit's played a very challenging slate, and then obviously Haven, Coach Rofer's done a great job there for a long time, then Halstead too. I really think that if Hoisington wins two of these next 3, you've really got to earmark them as, okay, I mean, this is a legitimate contender. I think they're on that kind of that periphery right now. You want to see some more quality wins. Again, up until this point, Hoisington has done everything really good on paper. I mean, big dominant wins, a lot of balanced scoring, a lot of pluses. But again, when you look at rankings and when you look at some of those things, it comes down to who is getting some of these quality wins as we move forward. And Hoisington's got a really good chance here coming up.
Hoisington boys with a big challenge tonight. Beloit kind of went through, I'm not rebuilding. They were still had good teams, but yeah, it looks like they're back right now.
Yeah, I actually talked with Coach Eilert this past weekend with Beloit. Both of our youth teams played in their tournament. Both of our teams took second. Coach Eilert does a great job of. They run a fantastic tournament, and you know, he's been there 15 or so years. You know, when they took second at state a couple of years ago, which was the best team that boys basketball's ever had, they kind of knew it was going to take a little bit to come back. But this year's team has been really good. I think that Coach Eilert knew, hey, this was a team that we can kind of rise back up. And, yeah, I think that Hoisington's going to be in for a stiff challenge tonight.
Okay, closer to home, Ellenwood off to a 4-2 start. They should not have any problem tonight as they take on the Chase Cats. Tell me about this Ellenwood boys team this year, off to that, again, 4-2 start.
Yeah, really impressive. You lose a top 25 all-time scorer in Kansas. And obviously, in Brett Dutton, Coach Joyner still coaching at the school, just not on the boys' side. And the major question for me when you lose not only Dutton but so many seniors is who's going to emerge? I mean, it is really a blank slate. And what Landon Simpson has done this year has been amazing to watch. I mean, this was a guy that averaged 3 or 4 points a game last year, and he is averaging 22-plus this season. Mason Moore has been really good. Drew Hines, just a consistent all-around game. You're looking at 6 points, 5 boards, and 6 assists a contest. Alec Brock had several nice games last year, particularly the Maxville win where I think he scored 21. He's producing well too. What Ellenwood has done has been really impressive, and I really wanted to earmark one of their games, particularly the second game. They beat a quality Medicine Lodge team by 8, and what Lodge was last year was they were a Final Four 2A team. They beat TMP in that third place game, and for the Eagles to win that game by 8 and continually put up big points. You look at their wins, 63, 66, 66, and then 50, but that was an 18-point win. They've consistently been able to score the ball. Again, the schedule is going to get a little bit more challenging. You look at Maxville coming up, and it's not going to be maybe what it was. But again, Ellenwood to produce wins with a new coach and a relatively new team has been really, really impressive.
You mentioned Class 2A. You kind of think that's the most wide open classification this year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, 2A boys, kind of a head scratcher coming into this season on who is going to be your favorite. It's obvious that TMP has taken a slide back. Wichita Independent is 6-0 this season. They've come out and performed really well. Of course, they lost to Mountain Ridge in the state championship game last year. Mountain Ridge, obviously a new coach, graduating a number of really key players. I like Bennington in the 3 slot. I think that Bennington, they got a transfer from a nearby school this year. They're very senior laden. That's a very good team. And of course, what Tanner Heckel did in the fall for the Tigers after he transferred from Inman, he's got his team off to an undefeated and dominant start. But as you go further west, that has been a TMP for so long. Who's been your best 2A West team? And it's been TMP for a while. I don't think that's the case this year. So as you look at all these 2A West sub-states, you had Waukene in there. They had a nice 3-year run before Sean Drowling went to Hayes. There's not that team out there too. So again, 2A boys, particularly west of Salina, is really, really open right now.
TMP slide this year is shocking to me, Connor, but I wasn't following it that close, but wow.
Yeah, it is really surprising. Maybe you can see a Hill City emerge. Hill City under Keith Riley has put together, they shoot the ball really, really well. I mean, Hill City shoots the ball 40% on threes. Coach Riley's got a really experienced group. TMP only has 2 seniors who play, and they've just had a hard time on defense. They've had a hard time scoring the ball. This sophomore class, a lot of these kids started in baseball last spring as freshmen. And I think it's been a little surprising how some of these results have kind of come out. But they've got a couple of games here coming up where I think they can kind of right this ship some. And potentially Hill City might be the best MCL team. TMP could still be in that 2 or 3 range.
Keith Riley, he was coaching when Bogue had a high school, Connor.
It's really amazing. And I wrote about this 2 years ago when somebody even asked me about this when basketball season started. Keith Riley and Mark Applegate, of course, at South Gray for the last 40-plus years, both passed John Locke within the period of about 3 games. I researched this and found this out. For the all-time winningest coaches for primarily boys basketball. So they are 1-2 all-time now, Applegate and Riley. The reason why I say primarily is because John Locke, who they passed, coached about 10 years on the girls' side and roughly 35 on the boys' side. And there was another coach who has since retired as well, too, who did a very similar thing. But Applegate and Aiden Riley have coached just boys. Riley has been at Hill City now since 1968, was the assistant for 1 year, took over the following year. He's now 77, 78. Talked to him this fall, and this is what he loves. I mean, he loves doing this. He's retired from teaching. He's retired from track coaching. He's actually in incredible health. I mean, he is in fantastic health, and he really, really enjoys this a lot.
Nobody could rock the white shoes and white belt like Coach Locke could. You know? Yeah, he's a fashion statement back in the days. I guess we talk about Hayes High, but they don't play till next Friday. That's a long time to lay off, isn't it?
Yeah, and, that was something that Coach Melvin on the girls' side kind of wanted. He goes, if we can beat the Redskins before Christmas, we've got some time. They gave them a full week off because, we played 7 games in 20 or so days. We just need some time. On the boys' side as well, Coach Dryland, they're progressing. They're coming along. It's something he told me. He goes, last year we had great athletes. We had Archie and Kyrie Scrowan and Chasen and kids that were amazing track athletes, jumpers, flyers. This year we've got really good basketball players. Jack Weimer at point guard, and Trey Oakley has been kind of their glue, and of course Dawson Reuter, the sophomore in the middle, who is just a matchup nightmare, 6'6", 260. And I think that Coach Dryling said, hey, we're 3-4, but we're a few plays away from being 5-2. We've had a solid start. Let's just kind of take this break and then just kind of keep on building.
Okay, I did want to hit on some wrestling here. And for Great Bend ranked 4th. They defeated Pratt last night in a duel, 54-20. And we've talked about favorites on basketball in the WAC. What about favorites on the wrestling side in the WAC this year?
Yeah, I think, Hayes High has a couple of really exceptional wrestlers on both sides. They've got a returning state champion on the boys' side. I believe at a lower weight, maybe 126, Harley. Harley's a great wrestler. He could be number 1 all classes. He's really good. They've got a girl, a Burton girl, who is committed to Fort Hays. I've gotten to know her a little bit through Hayes Rec. He's a great kid, very high GPA. She's been a placer at state. Elijah McCullough, who, of course, is Coach Jason McCullough's son. Jason McCullough, of course, the longtime cross-country and track coach at Fort Hays. He's returning state placer. This is a very good Hayes High team on both sides. They've got another girl that's really solid. You look at who they have, and this could be a very good Hayes High team. Now, with that being said, what Dodge has produced, particularly on the girls' side in recent years, has been outstanding. And something that Tate Lowe, who's coached Dodge City, of course, they won the state title 2 years ago and have been top 2 a couple of other times, because the WAC really prepares us for state, because all 5 WAC schools have fairly robust girls teams, which you don't see across the state, even in the Kansas City League, because they don't have great depth on the girls' side. The WAC does. I still think Dodge on the girls just has a lot of depth. They rarely win state championships, and Coach Lowe's definitely aware of that. But he goes, all of our girls are always placed. They're always winning matches at state because they're tough kids, and they've been prepared, all season long. So again, I think on the WAC side, girls, I just want to give a really big shout out to how the WAC has developed girls wrestling, because they have done it as a league as good or better as anybody around Kansas.
Connor, we got to let you go. We'll talk a little Houston wrestling next week in the round ball action. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks so much, Steve. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Connor Nichols, Sunflower Sports Solutions, here with us on Sports Day, brought to you in part by American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend, and Eller Automotive Repair, a local mechanic that can help behind Great Bend Appliance Furniture and Sleep Source.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction, and they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL drivers. Venture offers many benefits, including 401k and Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
Attention high school juniors, explore your career paths at Barton Community College's Junior Day on February 14th. This fun and free day features an on-campus tour, giveaways, yard games, pizza, and did we mention $3,000 in scholarships will be up for grabs. Learn about a variety of career paths, some of which can get you into the workforce and making money in just one semester. Sign up online now through February 1st at juniorday.bartoncc.edu.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Well, I guess we just got to go to an hour show. I don't know. Okay, Great Bend beats Pratt last night, 54-20 in non-conference duel. Tristan Tomlinson, 120. Hayden Lyles, 126. Caden Hoffman, 132. Hayden Kelly, 138. Cooper Lyles at 150. Jay Sharts at 157. Aiden Davidson, 175. Trenton Kern, 190. Matthew Johnson at 215. And Brady Schnoblin at 285, picking up wins. Barton men don't play tomorrow. The women do. They'll take on the North Dakota State School of Science. 2 o'clock tip, 1:45 pregame with Cole Reif on B1043 The Point. K-State's hired former Texas Tech coach Matt Wells to join offensive line coach Connor Riley as the Wildcats' co-offensive coordinators. And former K-State quarterback Will Howard is going to Ohio State. I thought he was going to USC. He'll replace Kyle McCord. So Will Howard is a Buckeye. Panther basketball tonight on B104. Cardinals of Houston on